Hi Kyle, happy Easter. Sorry that it took me a couple days to record this. I just wanted to make sure that I felt good because it was a really crazy dream and I just want to explain it the best way I can. So basically, a couple weird things happened. The first thing that was kind of weird about the night was that Eeyore, our dog, slept with me like right away, and normally he sleeps with Haley. If he ever comes in my bed, it's usually like in the middle of the night after he's like gone out potty, and then he'll come in my room later sometimes, but usually he sleeps with Haley. So it was just kind of weird that he slept with me that night like right away, because you and him have the same birthday. So that was kind of weird, and this is the only dream I've ever had that you've been in. So the dream starts off and you and Paul wanted to borrow a ship boat thing from my boss, Brad. And Brad had a really nice boat, like that could go like underwater, I guess. And so I let you guys borrow it, and I was with you, and then I was like telling Paul, I was like, what is this about? Like, if you steal anything or mess anything up, like, I would be so upset. I just like, I didn't know if it was like a sketchy thing going on or what. So the three of us, we got into the middle of the ocean, and it's dark, it's like late at night, and you wanted to find this specific spot that all these like sharks, it was kind of like a vortex or something like in the ocean, like all these like, they were like eel sharks or something. I don't even know what they were. They like were smaller, but just like really scary. And they would like swim around in this one like specific part of the ocean. And so you wanted to like have this experience with us where we go down and we're like in the boat behind this, like we're safe. We're behind like glass, but it's like a really scary experience, like having all of these like eel shark things. I don't know what they were, other than like they were like demonic sea creatures, like coming at us, and like really like screeching, like really loud, like tone, and just it was scary. And but the whole gist of why we're going down there was to kind of like face our fears, like to be put into like a really scary situation, but we're safe, like we're behind this glass. So basically we go down there and start having this experience, and all I can say is that like it was like the feeling that I had in the dream was so like powerful and real, like realer than this realm. Like I've had several dreams that are like super spiritual in nature, and like it's like a different like level of like the astral plane. Like I just, it's not like a regular dream. Like I could physically feel like pain in this dream. And so that was what was really crazy, is like all of this trauma, because Paul was there too, like all of this trauma was surfacing for me, like while all these things are like trying to like attack me and all of us through this glass. But they were like specifically really like after me, and like I could feel them. Like I could feel, even though I was behind the glass, like they really wanted my blood, and I could feel like they were like hurting my wrists. Right. Okay. So it was like really crazy, really, really, really crazy. Like, yeah, it's like the more I thought about recording this dream, I even thought like, I can't put into words what it was like, because it's just, there's just not words here to like explain. But all I can say is that it was, a lot of trauma, a lot of fear was being released through this dream. And I was actually physically feeling pain from these creatures that wanted to kill me. And, but you and Paul weren't having that same experience. Like you guys were like, it was scary or whatever, and you guys were having like the normal experience, but you guys weren't feeling like the same type of like feelings I was. And like when the whole thing was over, I even said like, didn't either of you like almost like call it quits before that was over? Because like I was actually feeling pain, like they were hurting me. and you guys didn't have that experience. So anyways, after that all happens, I was like with my mom, and she was like bandaging up my wrists, and because that's like where the things had like hurt me somehow, like through the glass. I don't, it's hard to explain. I wasn't like bleeding, but like I was definitely like had a lot of pain here. And it like dawned on me that like those were like the areas that like Jesus was wounded, like while my mom was like like on the cross, while my mom was bandaging me. And I like looked at her and I just said, through great suffering comes great light. And I woke up from the dream and like just like realized it was Good Friday, which was so crazy, like that I was having like wound pain on my wrist on Good Friday, and just had this like revelation. And today's Easter, so it was just, I don't know, like the more I'm like talking about it, I'm like I really can't convey how crazy and like cool, spiritual of a dream it was. I also really felt like those creatures wanted me, because like I am covered in the blood of Jesus. Like I felt like they were like after me specifically. And then to just like have that whole Jesus experience, like with the wounds and like my mom, and now today's Easter, and we're celebrating the light that comes from great suffering. So anyways, that's my dream. And so yeah, the other weird thing that happened was I woke up from that dream and I was like just kind of like in a crazy state of just like, oh my gosh, that was such a crazy thing to experience. And I went to the bathroom, and because I had woken up, and I heard Pauly awake, and I like called him. I was like, are you awake right now? And he's like, yeah, because he like went to bed really early that night. He's like, I woke up like 20 minutes ago, which was like when I woke up from the dream and like texted you. He's like, I was like, okay, well, you need to go back to, I don't know. It was just really weird. Like he was like up trying to play video games at like 3 a.m. I was like, you need to go back to bed. And so like, it was weird. Like if I hadn't like woken up from that dream, like he probably would have just been up playing video games in the middle of the night. Like, I don't know. It just felt like we both woke up at the same time for whatever purpose. But anyways, happy Easter. And I'm sorry it took so long to get this dream out to you, but yeah, it was very powerful, very felt like transformative. Felt like I was actually like suffering in this dream deeply, but also releasing a lot of like suffering and pain and trauma, and the fact that I was with you and Paul out in the middle of the ocean. And it was very deep, very crazy. So anyways, God bless you, and I hope you're having a good day.